Hi everyone, I'm going to do some super simple receding mountains today with a sunset. I'm on a 5x7" piece of Saunders Waterford rough. It's a nice cotton paper, but use which paper you have. This is great for the beginners series. Little paper. I'm working with 3 brushes. I'm using a round number 10, a rigger size number 2 and a round number 6, which I use for my detail. Same cotton palette through the whole of this series, plenty for you to have a go at, and it just means that you're using the same colours all the time. If you don't have these colours and you've bought a palette already, use what you have, just use the nearest colour to it. Okay, so I'm going to start by getting a bit of a sunset in. So I'm using my round number 10. I'm going to pop some water on. Doesn't matter really how far I go down the page. You can do the whole page if you want. Don't need to go down the whole page. I'm going to do nearly the whole page with water. Everything needs to be shiny, no puddles. I'm going to dip into some cadmium yellow, so beautiful sunset colour. This is going to keep it nice and simple for you. So I'm going to come all the way over the sky with the cadmium yellow. Horizontal strokes using my round number 10. Rinse my brush off, dab into the clean water, and I'm coming into some cadmium red. If you don't have cadmium red, you could use alizarin crimson or rose. They all work perfectly well for a sunset. I'm going to keep to that horizontal stroke. So dipping back into the paint, getting it nice and dark at the top, and then we're going to blend down. So we get a nice gradual receding of that orange. And then what I've got here is a small coin. So I have got a 5p piece and I'm wrapping it in some kitchen towel. I'm going to take a sun out. Take a sun out wherever you want. I'm going to go there. So I'm dabbing on, lifting off. You see, you've got perfect sun there. I'm going to dry this off. Okay, so that's nicely dry. You want to make sure it feels warm to the touch, that it's totally flat. You don't want to start coming over and lifting the paint or creating watermarks. So what we're going to do first of all, we're going to go complementary colours. So I'm going to use some greens, which will sound strange, but it's going to work in a semi-abstract way, and I'm showing you how to recede using light and dark. So we've got this lovely sunset and we're going to start to come in with some mountains. So if I come on with a bit of water, this is with my round number 10, and we're going to do a mountain line. And in fact, we can come all the way to the bottom, and we've come over a bit of the sky. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to use a colour that I don't use very often, Receding. You could use whatever green you wanted really, but this is a nice vibrant green. And I'm going to come along. So I'm dabbed into some water, dabbed into the Receding, but I haven't got it too strong. I don't want it too strong at this stage. Keep it nice and light. I want to see that colour coming through behind. And then I've also got here, which isn't very clean, if I clean that off, some Chinese white. So Chinese white and Receding make a fabulous turquoise. So this is going to help lighten that off. So I'm going to bring some of that in. Usually with these starter sets you do get a Chinese white. You never really know what to do with it until somebody shows you. But it can lighten colours and you can use it to help make a colour opaque. So concentrate on getting a nice edge. You'll notice that I'm going diagonal. I'm following the line of the land. I've got that nice edge there. I'm going to dry that one off. Okay, so that's nicely dry. So we've used 2 tricks here, which is we've gone lighter and we've also got the colour of the sky showing through. So both of those things help something recede into the distance. So you can see the bits of the orange and the yellow coming through. sky colours in the sky, it's going to recede, and then the light is going to make that recede as well. So the next layer now, we're going to come in and we're going to just use mainly the Viridian, I think. So we're going to decide where you want your mountain to come. You want to make sure that you're still seeing a bit of the other mounting. And then the other thing you want to do is make sure it goes a different way. You don't want to follow the same line every time. So I'm going to go like that. Follows the same line, it looks too patterned. So we're going to come on now with a bit of the Viridian. I'm using my round number 10, but you could swap down to a round number 6. That would still work perfectly well. You see that diagonal line that I'm doing? Following the line of the land. And it looks suitably different to the one behind. You want to make sure that you're leaving a little gap. I mean, you could come over and take a bit totally over if you wanted. So if I wanted to go this way and come up here so that I get that bit coming behind, I can do that. What you can do is take some of the neat Viridian and bring that through in places so you get bits of shadow. Okay, I'm going to dry that one off. So we're starting to build up that sense of distance now. So we've got those lighter colours behind, we've got a mid-tone. It's nicely dry. What we're going to come on with now is a darker tone. So that darker tone, I'm going to use ivory black. So if you haven't got ivory black, or you haven't got a Payne's grey that you can add to your Viridian, something like a burnt umber or a dark brown would do a very good job as well. So I'm going to wet an area and keep it down here. And again, you want to make sure you're not following the same pattern. And then you're going to come in. This is still with my round number 10, but I will swap down to my round number 6 in a minute. So just by the fact that you're taking the Viridian back again over the Viridian, you'll get a darker tone anyway. So this is layering. Works fantastically. So already it's got that sense of distance without me even needing to add any of the dark. But I'm going to add some of the dark in. Now I just want you to mix on the paper. So we're going to take a bit in and then mix it through. You can take a bit of both, you can dab in. You just don't want it to look too black. Black tends to dull the colour of everything. You see that sense of distance there. And what I'm going to do is swap down to a number 6. So a number 6 just pops me a little bit more in control. I'm going to pop a few trees in. If you want to mix in the palette, then just take a little bit across. You can mix a little bit like that. So if we want to pop in a few trees. Have a few trees in here. And then this is the other trick, is you're getting a bit more detail as you're getting closer. And again, that's giving that sense of distance and recession. These are all little things that work. So you just make your tree, the line, and then just bring that down. You darken up the mix a little bit. You can pop in a few line of the lands. So you're getting those shadows and those craggy bits. Just make sure there's a bit of green in the mix, otherwise it tends to look too dark. Pop another one in here. And there we go. I'll dry that one off. And that's all finished. That's a really simple lesson for you in how those colours from going from lighter to darker can set a receding and sense of distance. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do like, subscribe and share. I'll pop a playlist here and another video here, and I shall see you next time. Bye.